morning, students. Today we are going to see some extra uses of potentiometer. Uses of potentiometer. Now, before that, first we will revise some points which we have seen in the previous chapters. Now, for this chapter, current electricity, in first period we have seen some basic terms. That means point charge, electric field, electric intensity, electric potential, etc. Then after that, what we have seen? We have seen Kirchhoff's first law and second law. Kirchhoff's first law is also known as law of current. That means in that case, we are writing summation of I is equal to 0. For that we have seen two sign conventions. All these things you know. Then second thing, we have seen Kirchhoff's second law, that is also known as law of voltage. In that case also, Kirchhoff's gives two sign conventions. Then after that, we have seen construction and working of Weisstone's network, then principle of Weisstone's network, and on the basis of principle of Weisstone's network, we have seen how we can determine resistance of unknown resistance by using Weisstone's network on the basis of its principle. Then after that, we have seen how we can determine resistance of galvanometer by using Weisstone's network or Weisstone's bridge on the basis of its principle. Then after that, we have seen the concept of potentiometer. That means if the constant current is passed through the potentiometer wire, then the potential difference between any 2 points of the wire is directly proportional to the length of the wire between those 2 points. Then after that, we obtain one equation by the principle of potentiometer. Then how we can use potentiometer, or for what purpose we can use potentiometer, we have seen. In that case, we have seen some applications or uses of potentiometer. Here we have seen how we can compare EMF of two cells by using potentiometer. In that, there are two methods. First method is individual methods. In that case, finally we obtain this equation, E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. That means we can compare EMF of two cells by using potentiometer by individual method. Then after that, we have seen how we can compare EMF of two cells by using potentiometer on the basis of sum and difference method. In that method, finally we got equation E1 plus E2 divided by E1 minus E2 is equal to L1 plus L2 divided by L1 minus L2. Then after this, what we have seen? We have seen some basic terms on which we can distinguish between potentiometer and voltmeter. Now today we are going to see some extra uses of potentiometer. Now in that case, first we state these uses. Potentiometer as a voltage divider. Second one, we can use potentiometer as a sound controller. And third one, we can use potentiometer as a sensor. Now, first we'll see how we can use potentiometer as a voltage divider. For that, we have to draw one simple diagram. Now here AB is a wire of potentiometer. Then to the ends of this wire a cell of EMF E, resistance R and key K. These are connected in series combination between the 2 points of the potentiometer. Now suppose capital V is the total potential difference between point A and B. Now we know that the principle of potentiometer. Now how we can use potentiometer as a voltage divider? Suppose in some cases we require specific voltage. Now suppose that device is connected in this way. Suppose this one is the device which is connected in such a way that one end of that device is connected to the point A of the potentiometer wire and another end of these devices is connected to the sliding jockey which is used in the circuit diagram for the potentiometer. Now how we can use it? We know that according to the concept of potentiometer, potential difference between any 2 points of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that wire between those 2 points. Now here suppose dV is the small change in the voltage, dL is the small change in the length along which we are sliding that jockey, and L1 is the balancing length. Then how we can say that we can use as a voltage divider? Suppose 20 volt is the total potential difference which get developed between the 2 ends of this wire, and if for our devices only 4 to 5 volt is required, then what will happen? One end of this device is connected to A, another end is connected to the sliding jockey. Now we are moving that jockey along the wire AB, and because of that voltage get on increasing or decreasing depending upon the motion of that jockey. When we move that jockey along the wire AB, then it is observed that the voltage drop per unit length of that potential, no doubt it is constant, but the potential difference between these 2 points also goes on increasing or decreasing depending upon the motion. And in this way we can say that we can obtain how much amount of voltage we require. Depending upon that voltage, we can slide that jockey along the wire AB, and in this way we can use potentiometer as a voltage divider. Then second, how we can use potentiometer as a sound control. Now in that case also, we are using the technique of potentiometer. That means we are sliding that jockey along the wire AB, we are increasing or decreasing the voltage, and on the basis of that increasing or decreasing the voltage, that voltage is applied to the amplifier. That means that signal get amplified. Amplifierचा वापर काय होत असतो? Just to increase the strength or power of input signal. And on the basis of that technique, we can control the different factors of audio signal system. That means we can use potentiometer as a sound controller. Then third one, we can use potentiometer as a voltage sensor, or we can use as a potentiometer as a sensor. Now such type of technique or such type of potentiometer, it is connected with the moving part of any machinery, and if that machinery is moved through a small displacement, then that jockey which is connected along the wire of potentiometer, that jockey also gets shifted, and because of that voltage also gets changed, and on the basis of change in the voltage directly on the scale which is calibrated in the form of distance, directly on the basis of that scale we can say that through how much distance that moving part of that machine gets shifted. याचा अर्थ काय होतो की एखादी मशीन आहे, ती मशीन जर शिफ्ट करायची असेल किंवा शिफ्ट होत असताना किती डिस्प्लेसमेंटने शिफ्ट होत आहे हे जर पाहायचं असेल तर पोटॅन्शियोमीटर, स्लाइडिंग पोटॅन्शियोमीटर टेक्निकचा त्या ठिकाणी वापर केला जातो की जो पार्ट मूव्ह होत आहे त्या पार्टला पोटॅन्शियोमीटरची स्लाइडिंग जॉकी कनेक्ट केलेली असेल की जी ऑलरेडी त्या पोटॅन्शियोमीटरच्या वायरला कनेक्ट केलेली असेल. तो पार्ट मूव्ह झाला की ती जॉकी मूव्ह होते, जॉकी मूव्ह झाली की त्या दोन पार्ट मधलं पोटॅन्शियल डिफरन्स मध्ये चेंज होतो, म्हणजे व्होल्टेज चेंज होतो आणि व्होल्टेज चेंज झाला की तो जो चेंज आहे तो ॲम्प्लिफायरला प्रोव्हाइड केला जातो. ॲम्प्लिफायरला प्रोव्हाइड केल्यानंतर त्याच्यामध्ये स्केल कॅलिब्रेशन होऊन आपल्याला डायरेक्ट मीटरवरती रिडिंग मिळतं की तो पार्ट किती डिस्टन्सनी मूव्ह झालेला आहे. इन दिस वे वी कॅन यूज पोटॅन्शियोमीटर ॲज अ सेन्सर ऑल्सो for the motion of different machinery technique. This is about the some external uses of potentiometer. Then next part, that is very most important part, that is galvanometer. In physics lab, we are using different types of meter for the measurement of different physical quantities. We know that in physics lab we are using ammeter, we are using voltmeter, then we are using this one galvanometer. Now ammeter, it is useful for the measurement of electric current. Voltmeter, it is useful for the measurement of electric potential. Now galvanometer means what? It is a simple device, electrical device. It consists of one rectangular iron core. It consists of rectangular coil. That rectangular coil, it is made up of insulated conducting material on the non-magnetic or non-conducting base. Then galvanometer, it is useful for three different purposes. Which are these three different purposes? Number one, galvanometer is useful to detect whether current flowing through the circuit or not. की एखाद्या सर्किट मधून करंट फ्लो होत आहे का नाही हे पाहण्यासाठी किंवा हे निश्चित करण्यासाठी गॅल्व्हनोमीटरचा वापर केला जातो. नंबर 2, we can use galvanometer for the measurement of very small amount of current flowing through the circuit. एखाद्या सर्किट मधून खूप कमी प्रमाणामध्ये, अत्यंत लहान प्रमाणामध्ये जर करंट फ्लो होत असेल तर त्याच्या मेजरमेंटसाठी आपण गॅल्व्हनोमीटरचा वापर करू शकतो. अँड थर्ड वन, we can use galvanometer for the measurement of small potential difference between any 2 points of the wire in an electric circuit. Then galvanometer is of two types. Number one, suspended type moving galvanometer. Suspended type moving coil galvanometer. And number two, pivoted type moving coil galvanometer. Now what is the difference between suspended type and pivoted type moving coil galvanometer? Both galvanometers are useful for the same. Both galvanometers are using for the same purposes. That means by using galvanometer we can measure electric current. By using galvanometer we can measure electric potential. But in suspended type moving coil galvanometer, coil is suspended between strong concave pole pieces of strong horseshoe magnet, and whereas in pivoted type moving coil galvanometer, that rectangular coil is pivoted between concave pole pieces of strong horseshoe magnet. That means here coil is suspended, here coil is pivoted. Now here we can observe the direct reading, but in suspended type we cannot see direct reading in the meter. Now we can convert galvanometer into ammeter, and we can convert galvanometer into voltmeter. That is our aim to learn. Number one, conversion of moving coil galvanometer or galvanometer into ammeter. First of all, it is necessary to know why it is necessary to convert galvanometer into ammeter. We know that ammeter, it is useful for the measurement of electric current. Now why it is necessary to convert it into ammeter? First of all, if galvanometer is used for the measurement of electric current, then the resistance of galvanometer itself introduced in the measurement, and that's why that meter cannot measure the actual current which is flowing through the galvanometer. काय अर्थ होतो त्याचा की गॅल्व्हनोमीटर मधून आपण ज्यावेळेस करंट पाठवतो त्यावेळेस त्या गॅल्व्हनोमीटरचा स्वतःचा रेजिस्टन्स म्हणजे काय, अपोजिशन टू फ्लो ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक करंट, तो रेजिस्टन्स त्या मेजरमेंट मध्ये इंट्रोड्यूस होतो आणि त्याच्यामुळे जो ऍक्च्युअल करंट आहे त्याच्यापेक्षा कमी करंट त्या ठिकाणी मेजर होतो, मोजला जातो. हे एक कारण आहे. नंबर 2, if we have to measure large quantity of current which is flowing through the electric current, then galvanometer is not suitable, because galvanometer it is very sensitive and it is not useful to measure the large amount of current flowing through the circuit. And third one, a coil of galvanometer, it is very delicate, nazuk asche. If a small change or change in voltage or current can causes the damage of that coil. That coil is very sensitive and therefore that will be damaged if there is a large change in voltage or current. And that's why some modifications should be done in galvanometer to convert it into the ammeter. Now how we can convert it and into ammeter, we will see. Now here let us take one resistance. Suppose I is the current flowing through this resistance. Then in this block here we have taken one galvanometer. Now in this figure, external resistance R is used. Then galvanometer is connected in parallel combination with the shunt resistance. A resistance which is connected in parallel combination with galvanometer, that resistance is also called as shunt resistance. Why it is used here? Because we know that we cannot use galvanometer for the measurement of large current. Therefore, we have to decrease the resistance of galvanometer. That means when we are converting galvanometer into ammeter, we have to decrease the resistance of galvanometer for the measurement of large amount of current. Then how we can decrease the resistance? We know that in the previous standard we have seen that when two resistors are connected in parallel combination, then the effective resistance of the circuit get decreased, and on the basis of the same circuit, here we are using that galvanometer is connected in parallel combination with the shunt resistor. That means a galvanometer connected in parallel combination with the external resistance, then such type of galvanometer is also known as ammeter. How we can define ammeter? Ammeter, it is an electric circuit, or it is an electric device in which galvanometer is connected in parallel combination with the external resistance. That resistance is also known as shunt resistance. Now suppose capital I is the total current flowing through the circuit. Now at this junction point, some current flows through the galvanometer. Suppose that current is represented by letter Ig, and the current flowing through the shunt resistor, that is represented by letter Rs. Now suppose this point is A, this one is the point B. Now this circuit diagram in this block, that is known as ammeter. Circuit diagram for ammeter. Now from this figure, we can easily obtain the value of shunt resistance that should be connected with the galvanometer. Then we can convert it into the ammeter. Now from this figure, we can say that potential difference across galvanometer, potential difference across galvanometer is equal to potential difference across shunt resistors. What I am reading? See here, between point A and B, galvanometer is connected. Between these two same points, shunt resistance is also connected. And that's why we can say that on the basis of